So just a Luke here again, just a quick little follow-up on my potato harvest. So what do you do with them now, right? So you just kind of brush off the dirt. Do not rinse them under water. You could use a soft brush if you want. You don't want to scrape the skins because the potatoes have not hardened off yet. They've been underground for like 3 or 4 months. So they haven't been exposed to air, sunlight, anything like that. So simply brush off as much of the dirt as you can. And unless you plan on, if you plan on eating them right away, then go for it. I mean, rinse them, peel them, cook them, make potato salad, can them, whatever you want to do. But if you want to store them and maybe have some nice homegrown potatoes for your Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner, then, and the taste is so much better than anything you're going to buy in a grocery store. Trust me. They're like buttery, they're so delicious. So just kind of brush off the soil, and then you could store them in a cool, dark place in like a burlap sack. You don't want to expose them to sunlight at all. Once you store them, and kind of check on them regularly. If they start to sprout, or if there's any mushy ones or anything like that, get rid of those immediately, because they will contaminate your whole harvest. You can also take like an old cardboard box or something, or an apple crate, and fill it up with like some dry straw, or maybe even like some dry sphagnum peat moss, and kind of pack them in there, put them down in your cellar or something, you know, where it's cooler, and they will last, you know, I mean, if you're careful about it and do it the right way, they'll last you right through the winter. As a kid, my family in Maine always stored potatoes in the cellar, in like a little cellar pantry, where it was cool, it was dark, and when we needed potatoes for supper, you know, Mom would send us kids down, okay, get me like 4 potatoes, or get me 6 potatoes, and would bring them up. I mean, it was, you know, I grew up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and left home in, I guess, 74, and dinner was pretty traditional, unless it was something special like spaghetti and meatballs, or the occasional Chef Boyardee pizza, or the dreaded baked beans, which I hated. Supper was always potatoes, a vegetable, and meat. Those 3 things. Very traditional. Meat, potatoes, and a vegetable. When we had like, maybe on Saturday night, we'd get a tossed salad, but the tradition was meat, potatoes, and vegetables. So those potatoes stored for a long time in the basement. And going back even further, old-timey farmers would have a root cellar, like my grandma. She had a root cellar where things would be stored for long-term storage, where there was cool temperatures, and it was dark, and it was kind of a lack of moisture, because moisture will be a demon or a deterrent for your potatoes hardening off. Now, as these are right now, the skins are easily damaged, so you don't want to do that, and that's why you're not rinsing them, because that'll just make the potatoes rot. And there you go. Storing potatoes for the long term. Have an abundant day. I'm going to go plant some green beans now where the potatoes were. There's one place locally where I can still find seeds. I got some Yellow bush beans that mature in like 45 days. So, 45 days takes us to, with germination, takes us to maybe like the 3rd week of October, definitely before Halloween. We might have a frost before that time, but it won't be a killing frost, so I should be good. And if I do anticipate a frost, I'll provide some protection for it. So probably the full moon in October. If it's early in the month, we're good. If it's mid to late month, I might have to provide some protection. So I'm going to have to check the calendar to see when the October full moon is. And, I might get beans. I might be able to harvest fresh beans for Thanksgiving, for that matter, depending on how cold it gets and how quickly. So have a great day. Go plant something. Still got plenty of time.